Hello guys, welcome back to another video. The Looney Tunes are probably one of the most timeless animated series of all time. A cartoon series people of all ages can enjoy. I remember growing up in the 90s watching these as a kid. The Looney Tunes were a very popular franchise, and many video games were created based on the characters. I've only played a handful of these, but this one in particular might be my favorite. Taz and Escape from Mars has a pretty simple plot. Marvin the Martian is looking for a new Earth creature. He discovers Taz, captures him, and takes him to a zoo. Taz eventually escapes, and so the game begins. The game was published by Sega and developed by Head Games. It was released in North America in 1994. I'm particularly a fan of Head Games, even though they are no longer in business. Why? They also developed this masterpiece, probably my favorite X-Men video game of all time. Although this is a game primarily targeted at kids, it doesn't mean it isn't challenging. I mean, we haven't seen games marketed to kids that are hard before, right? There are 6 different levels in this game, each with multiple sections, all culminating in the boss fight at the end. Thanks to the RetroAchievements website, we can now unlock achievements and show off a little gaming prowess. This is a small set with only 20 achievements. I'm streaming this game live on Twitch. Let's break this video down by day, starting with day 1. We start our day off on planet Mars. It is time to break out and escape. To be honest, this is a pretty straightforward level. There are 3 sections of the level to navigate, with the third one being the boss fight. The boss of Mars is an elephant Martian creature that swings its trunk around the room. You can either spin around the room to dodge it, or simply time your jumps and jump over it. There are also a few bouncing spike balls he shoots out, which are really easy to dodge. After that, you have the opportunity to hit him. You do that a few times, and you'll take him down. I got 2 achievements, one for finishing the Mars level, and one for completing the level without dying. Level 2 is Mole World. In the first section of Mole World, you'll come across mole people with guns. You can also burrow on the ground in the dirt to navigate through the level. The second part of the level has you running from a large machine that can kill you in one hit. It is a little tricky to navigate this level without taking a hit. There are mole men in the way, spikes coming out of the ground, and bombs to avoid. I made it to the end of the stage without much trouble though. The boss is the machine driller. It likes to shoot rockets, and it also has a laser attack to dodge. After you dodge that, a mole man appears from the machine, leaving himself open to attack. Attack him and repeat the process. I was able to take him down and got an achievement for clearing the level. Planet X is level 3. There are 3 parts to this level. There are spike balls to dodge, rivers to ride, and octopus tentacles to dodge. The third part of the level primarily involves flying to navigate the level. You pick up this item, press the B button to spin, and away you go. There are spike balls and creatures on the walls spitting webs at you. The level can be a little confusing to navigate, but it isn't too bad. The boss of this level is a giant centipede-like creature that shoots out from the sides of the room. Dodge him and attack its tail with your spin attack to shrink its body. Eventually, only his head will be left. I took him down and got 2 achievements, one for beating the level and one for beating the level without dying. Level 4 is Mexico. The first section has us jumping from wagons and cows. Watch out for the bulls. If you stay put on them, they'll hit you with their tail. If you stick around and take your time, you'll spot Yosemite Sam and Roadrunner and Coyote hanging out. I didn't hang around though. Section 2 has us entering a Mexican town. This is a pretty straightforward level. Just watch out for vultures dropping dynamite. I especially love the wanted posters that feature Yosemite Sam posted all throughout town. Pretty cool. The boss fight is a bull in an arena. This is a pretty easy and straightforward boss fight. Let him chase you, time your jump, and spin over him. The goal is to try and get the bull to run into the wall. Do this a few times and you'll take the bull down. I took the bull down and got 2 achievements, one for beating the level and one for beating the level without dying. The Haunted Castle has 3 sections and it is, in my opinion, the toughest level in the game. The first section is outside the castle. There are flying green bugs, rolling eyeballs, and a witch who throws axes at you. Yosemite Sam also makes an appearance in knight's armor riding a dragon. Section 2 has us in an underground basement. There are knights roaming around. It is best to eat the gasoline containers so you can blow fire and take them out. The final section is pretty tough and the platforming can get pretty ridiculous. It looks like a mad scientist laboratory, but the place is pretty dark. If you can manage to get through here, you'll have a date with the boss of the level. The boss fight was always really cool, in my opinion. You have a scientist in the background controlling the machine that is shooting lasers at you. You also have the red monster Gossamer in the room chasing you. When you jump, the monster jumps. So, it is best to jump, then spin underneath him when he jumps. After you do that a few times, you'll get the opportunity to hit him. Hit him a few times and he ends up in the chair. Once in the chair, make your way to the other chair, pull the lever, and trade bodies. You'll now have the opportunity to destroy the machine in the monster's body. I love this fight. I got the achievement for clearing the haunted castle. The 6th and final level, we visit Marvin's house. This level has 2 parts and then the boss fight. To be honest, part 1 is not as hard as I remember. The level is pretty straightforward, the platformer is pretty easy, and there are even a couple rooms where you can clone yourself. Neat trick, I like it. This level also features Canine, Marvin's dog. Grab a bone and hand it to the mutt and he'll be preoccupied. Give the dog a bone! The second part of Marvin's house, you have to disable 4 different colored beams blocking the path to the boss. It is a little tricky to navigate in this stage. There are arrows that you touch that change the gravity, helping you navigate. There are also no health item pickups I could find, so guard your life. I died a few times and even had to use a continue, but I eventually passed the level. The final boss in the game is Marvin. I mean, who else could it be?
You have made me very angry.
Marvin is operating in a giant machine with long legs. You have to jump to the top and spin dash the yellow thing on the head. It was hard to dodge him, and I got hit a few times, but I eventually got it down. I got the next achievement for beating the level and the game. Now, the next achievement we are shooting for is Tasmanian Kitty, an achievement that requires us to get 9 continues in the first level Mars. There's only 1 continue we can collect in this level that I know of, so we're going to have to farm it. After this checkpoint, go down and through the shrink ray. Make your way to the end and wait for the shrink ray effects to wear off. Collect the continue and then purposely die on these spikes. Continue to do this until you've collected 9 continues. You'll have to continue 1 time as well. Next up, we need to get 2 achievements we missed while fighting the Martian elephant boss. We need to time our jumps and jump over his trunk spin attack without spinning to avoid it, and we need to beat him without taking any damage. It was actually pretty easy to do. Now, it is time to get Deathless in More World. I failed to do it last time. I made my way through the first 2 parts without dying, but I died on the boss. Time to restart. If you push A and B on controller 1 and B and C on controller 2 at the Sega logo screen, you'll hear a bark. You can now access the cheat menu at the start of the game. When the game starts, press start and then press A and you'll have access to level select. On my second attempt at More World, I made it through the first 2 parts with no issue. During the boss fight, you want to work on the 3 rocks. It makes it easier to dodge his missile attacks. Make your way to the rock on the left and spin to the top of the machine and avoid his laser attack. Drop down on the right side and attack the mole once he appears. Then drop down to reset his attack pattern and repeat it all over again. I was able to defeat him without taking damage, so I got the achievement for that, and the achievement for beating Mole World without dying. Next up, I use level select to go to part 3 at Planet X and make my way to the Centipede boss. Once you get this pattern down, it is pretty easy. He does take a lot of hits though. I messed up the first time and he hit me before I could deliver the final hit, so I had to retry. I beat the Centipede boss on my second attempt without taking damage. Next up, it is time to take down the bull, the boss of Mexico, without taking damage. This is actually really easy to do. Just let him chase you, jump over him with a spin, and let him jump into the wall. Easy. Now, it is time to beat the haunted castle without dying. The first two parts are actually not too bad once you have them down. It is the final part in the lab that is pretty irritating. There are a couple of platforming sections in particular that are pretty hard. I mean, look at this.
This is bad.
I actually made it through with very little life to spare. One more hit would have done me in. The fight against the mad scientist and Gossamer was a little tricky. I took a few hits, but I was able to take him down without dying, which was key. I attempted to beat the mad scientist and Gossamer without taking damage a few times, but was unsuccessful. So, I decided to call the stream. Well, day 1 is in the books and we got 17 out of 20 achievements. I'm pretty happy with my progress. Let's try and finish this up on day 2. As we start the final day, we have 3 achievements left to unlock. We have to take down the mad scientist and his monster in the haunted castle without taking a hit. I have to beat Marvin's house deathless, and I have to take down Marvin himself without taking damage. We'll focus on this one first. This fight is a little tricky. You have to run from and dodge Gossamer while the mad scientist in the background is operating a machine that shoots electric attacks at you. Gossamer jumps when you jump, so the key is to spin underneath him after he jumps. After a little bit, he gets tired and you can hit him in the head with a spin jump attack. After you hit him about 3 or 4 times, he ends up in the chair. You can body swap with him now and take out the machine the scientist is operating with Gossamer. Take your time, you don't want to take a hit. After nearly 45 minutes of trying, I finally did it. Next up, it's Marvin's house, and the goal is to finish the level deathless. The first part is pretty straightforward and nothing to really talk about. Part 2 is a little tricky, as there are lasers we have to turn off. We have to go up, go right, go around, go up again, go right, and take down the yellow module. Then head down further and you'll find the green module. After that, head back up and to your right and you'll find the blue module. The final module can be found going all the way west. Go down and you'll find the red module. Now, exit the level to take on Marvin. I died against Marvin twice, so I had to run through the whole level a few times, but I eventually got it. Chivo number 19. I had to cut stream real quick. I came back about 45 minutes later to master this puppy though. Now, time to take down Marvin damageless. This fight was a little tricky and it took me some tries. I wait for him to step 3 or 4 times and then I jump up to what I consider its knee? Then we jump onto the shoulder and spin dash the yellow broom on top of the head. If we do it right, we can land back on the shoulder and keep repeating it. 7 hits will do it. We got the final achievement and mastered the game. So, what did I think of this set? It was a pleasure to return to this game and relive a childhood favorite of mine. It wasn't as hard as I remember, with maybe the exception of the Haunted Castle level. If you're a fan of Looney Tunes, or classic side-scrolling platformers in general, I'd give this game a shot. If you enjoyed this video and would like to support me, please consider dropping a like, subscribing to the channel, or leaving a comment on the video. It would be greatly appreciated. What game shall we tackle next? That is the question. Well, thanks for watching, God bless, and have a wonderful day.